Hello and welcome to our channel. Today we will share an amazing story from the community. Listen carefully as we read it. We hope you enjoy it. Hello, my name is Sarah and I am from Chile. Today I want to tell you how I learned English in just 6 months. 6 months changed my life. Before, I could not speak English at all. Now, I can talk with people, watch movies, and even travel alone. I hope my story will help you. When I think about my life now, it's hard to believe how far I've come. Just 6 months ago, I could barely speak or understand English. I felt lost, stuck, and afraid to talk to people. Today, I can have full conversations, watch movies without subtitles, and feel confident living in a new country. Learning English in 6 months changed everything for me. When I finished my university degree in environmental engineering in my home country, I felt proud, but I also felt stuck. There were not many jobs in my city, and the ones I found didn't pay well. I wanted to travel, explore, and build a better future. A friend told me about Australia. She said it was a beautiful country with clean cities, friendly people, and good jobs. I didn't know much about Australia, but I liked what I heard. I applied for a working visa, and after a few months I was accepted. I was excited, but I was also scared. I knew that moving to a new country would not be easy, especially because my English was very poor. Still, I packed my bags and told myself, this is my chance. When I first arrived in Australia, everything felt so big and so fast. I had moved from my home country, where I spoke Spanish every day, to a place where almost everyone spoke English. It was exciting, but it was also scary. I had studied environmental engineering back home. I worked hard for my degree, and I came to Australia because I wanted to grow, to travel, and to find a better job. But soon I realized that finding a good job here was much harder than I thought. I remember walking around the city, reading job signs in windows. I wanted to work as an engineer, but almost every job asked for good English communication. I could read a little, but I could not speak well. When people spoke to me, I would freeze. My heart would beat fast, and I would say, "Sorry, I don't understand." The conversation would stop there. I felt embarrassed and small. After many days of searching, I found a job as a cleaner. It was hard work, but I was thankful. The job didn't need much English. I mostly worked alone. I pushed a vacuum, swept floors, and emptied bins in office buildings. Sometimes people would smile at me and say something friendly, but I could not answer. I would just nod and smile back, but inside I wished I could say more. I wished I could ask questions, make friends, and be part of their world. In my free time, I mostly spent time with Spanish-speaking friends. It was safe. We laughed, we shared stories, and we spoke in our language. But I started to feel stuck. I wanted to meet people from other countries. I wanted to understand the culture around me. I wanted to feel like I belonged in Australia, not just in my small Spanish bubble. Every day I walked through the city, hearing English signs, English songs, English voices. It was like there was a big door in front of me, but I didn't have the key to open it. There were also small frustrations. Simple things like going to the supermarket. I remember one time I couldn't find the sugar. I asked the worker, but I couldn't understand his answer. I smiled and walked away, but I felt so frustrated. Or when I wanted to catch a bus, I couldn't understand the announcements. so I was always afraid of missing my stop. I felt like a tourist every day. I missed opportunities because I was afraid to speak. I even lost one job interview because I could not answer the phone when they called me. I didn't understand what they were saying, and I panicked. Finally, I told myself, enough. I can't live like this anymore. I knew that if I wanted to find a job in environmental engineering, I needed to speak English. I needed to be brave. That was the moment I decided to change. I made a simple promise to myself. I would give 6 months of my life to learning English. 6 months of full focus. I didn't have much money for expensive classes, but I told myself I can use what I have. I can use free podcasts, YouTube videos, conversation groups, and language apps. I can build my own way. I made a plan and followed it every day. In the mornings, I listened to English podcasts while making breakfast. I didn't understand much at first, but I kept listening. I trusted the process. On the bus to work, I used a free language app. I practiced small lessons every day. During lunch breaks, I joined English conversation groups at the local library. I was shy, but I kept going. At night, I watched English TV shows with subtitles and wrote new words in my notebook. I even started writing a short diary in English every night. There were hard days. Sometimes I felt too tired to study. Sometimes I felt like giving up. But I reminded myself I'm doing this for me. I'm doing this because I want to open more doors in my life. Slowly, I started to see changes. I had my first full conversation in English after 3 months. It was not perfect, but I could talk and understand. I remember feeling so proud that day. I even called my mother back home to tell her. After 6 months, everything felt different. I could speak English with my workmates, ask questions on the street, and understand the bus announcements. I made new friends who spoke English and came from different countries. I felt like I was finally part of this city. Most importantly, I felt confident to apply for jobs in my career again. I was no longer afraid to answer the phone. I knew that I could speak for myself. Learning English changed my life, and I want you to know that you can do it too. It's not about being perfect. It's about being consistent. You have to surround yourself with English every day, even when it is hard. Practice your reading, writing, speaking, and listening. Set a goal and take small steps every day. This is how I learned English in 6 months. If I can do it, you can too. You can do anything you set your heart to. This is my story. I want you to be successful like me. Share your story in the comments. And most importantly, believe in yourself. Please like and share my story and subscribe to the English Focus Everyday channel. See you in the next video.